A calm sea never made a skilled sailor. True strength lies in mastering oneself. A life well lived is measured by virtue, not possessions. The greatest wisdom is in knowing one's own ignorance. Patience is the key that unlocks all doors. A kind word is a seed that blossoms into goodwill. Fortune favors the prepared mind. To find oneself, one must first lose oneself. Happiness resides in the pursuit, not the attainment. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. A wise man learns from his mistakes. A wiser man learns from the mistakes of others. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. One who knows others is knowledgeable. One who knows oneself is wise. In the end, it's not the years in your life that count, but the life in your years. Actions, not words, define a person's character. The secret to happiness is in the acceptance of the present moment. A grateful heart is a magnet for abundance. A candle loses nothing by lighting another candle. Adversity reveals a person's true character. A small act of kindness has the power to change the world. Knowledge without action is like a ship without a sail. The greatest gift you can give is your time and attention. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It's the courage to continue that counts. The greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. Worrying is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do but gets you nowhere. A society grows great when old men plant trees whose shade they know they shall never sit in. He who angers you controls you. The key to success is to focus on goals, not obstacles. The greatest wealth is to live content with little. Success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. The greatest pleasure in life is doing what others say you cannot do. The only limit to our realization of tomorrow will be our doubts of today. Your beliefs don't make you a better person. Your behavior does. The only constant in life is change. A wise man speaks because he has something to say. A fool speaks because he has to say something. The harder you work, the luckier you become. Be the change you wish to see in the world. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. A man is what he thinks about all day long. Your task is not to seek for love, but to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. The roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet. It is in giving that we receive. The greatest conqueror is he who conquers himself. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. The best way to predict the future is to create it. The more you know, the more you realize you know nothing. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit. You cannot step twice into the same river, for other waters are continually flowing in. We do not rise to the level of our expectations. We fall to the level of our training. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. Success is not the absence of failure. It's the persistence through failure. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. The greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Character is destiny. Know thyself. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. The wise learn many things from their enemies. It is not the oath that makes us believe the man, but the man the oath. He who seeks, finds. When you're good to others, you're best to yourself. To find yourself, think for yourself. Experience is the teacher of all things. The art of being wise is knowing what to overlook. A good character, when established, is not easily overthrown. The secret of happiness is freedom. The secret of freedom is courage. It is in the darkness that one finds the light. The greatest gift of life is friendship. The greatest pleasure in life is doing what people say you cannot do. Do not spoil what you have by desiring what you have not. The wise man speaks because he has something to say. The fool speaks because he has to say something. Do not seek to follow in the footsteps of the wise. Seek what they sought. The greatest wealth is to live content with little. What we achieve inwardly will change outer reality. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. We must dare to invent the future. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Life is what happens while you're busy making other plans. The greatest adventure is what lies ahead. The secret of change is to focus all your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. A wise man proportions his beliefs to the evidence. Happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are within our control, and some things are not. Without labor, nothing prospers. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. The hardest battles are fought within the soul. Don't watch the clock. Do what it does. Keep going. One man practicing kindness in the wilderness is worth all the temples this world pulls. The first and greatest victory is to conquer yourself. In all things of nature, there is something of the marvelous. The mind moves in the direction of our currently dominant thoughts. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. True knowledge exists in knowing that you know nothing. The most important part of life is not the destination, but the journey. The key to immortality is first living a life worth remembering. The greatest happiness comes from the smallest actions of kindness. He who is not a good servant will not be a good master. To be ignorant of what happened before you were born is to be ever a child. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy.